Hey guys, what's up? Ron Parks here, and welcome back to the channel. I am going to give you 10 tips on getting the best price on a new car and how dealers try to take advantage of you. We have all been met with the dread of going into a car dealer to buy a new car. It is intimidating as these dealers have a plan to make sure you spend the most amount of money on the new car and add on products that will rip more money from your wallet. Now, not all car dealerships are evil, but it is better if you have all of the details on how a dealer makes money and how you can negotiate the best price. Now, unfortunately, the only car company that sets non-negotiable prices for new cars is Tesla. So if you're in the market for a Model 3 or a Model Y or a Model S, well, you won't need to go through all of this hassle. So assuming that you're not buying a Tesla, here are the steps you need to think about so you don't get burned. Number 1, get all the information. Pull all the information together that will make a case for the price you want to pay. Choose the model you want and all the features. Now, you can get all this information from the dealer's website or the manufacturer's website, along with all the costs. Now, these will be MSRP or manufacturer suggested retail prices, not a price that you'll end up paying. Next, go to one of the car websites that can help you in estimating what the best price you can potentially negotiate. Edmunds.com and kellybluebook.com are two excellent sources. All you have to do is plug in the model and all the accessories, and it will give you an estimated dealer cost, so you have an understanding of how much the dealer paid for the car. It will also give you MSRP, the dealer invoice, and also the suggested price that you should pay for the car based on the zip code or the location where you live. Now, you'll want to see the dealer's invoice when you go into the dealership, which they say is what they paid for the car. The invoice price is probably not the price the dealer actually spent on the car, because dealer holdback money is when the manufacturer pays the dealer after a car is sold. It's typically 1 to 3% of either the invoice or the sticker price of the car. So let's look at an example. You want to buy a really expensive luxury car like a 2021 BMW 7 Series with mostly all of the options. You can go to Edmunds.com and get the following information on the car. You'll see an outline of the MSRP for the car and all the accessories, and the estimated dealer invoice, and Edmunds' estimate of what a fair price to pay in the local market you live in. Now, number 2, you need to start looking for incentives. So take advantage of special financing or incentives. All of the auto manufacturing websites will tell you if there are any incentives being offered on the car of your choice. Now, a car that's in high demand will probably not have any incentives, but a car that is not in demand can have good savings, including a reduction in the purchase price, a cashback reward, or a low or zero rate financing. Now, sometimes the dealer won't even tell you about the incentives, as they will pocket them instead. So bring a printout of the incentive so it can be negotiated as part of your deal. Also, if you've bought from the same manufacturer before, for example, BMW, Toyota, Lexus, you can sometimes get a loyalty bonus if you buy the same brand, and that can save you a lot of money. Okay, number 3, get your financing first before you go to the dealer. Dealers typically want to take all the components of the deal into one large transaction. Dealerships make a large part of their profits by marking up the interest rate on loans. And if you come in with a pre-approved loan, you have an offer that they have to match or beat in order to get their business. Dealers just make a large part of their profits by marking up the interest rate on loans. So if you come in with a pre-approved loan, you have an offer that they have to match or beat in order to get your business. Now, you can ask the dealer to show you their financing, and they can potentially match the rates and terms of the ones that you've searched out and have been approved for. But there's really no advantage to having to get the loan from the dealer unless it's competitive, because the dealers have no obligation to disclose any financing markups. So if there are, you're at a disadvantage. Just go to bankrate.com and check the current loan rates for new and used cars. This will give you a basis for comparison and arm you with a rate that you can live with. And if you go in without a loan in hand, you'll have to negotiate with the dealer's financing, which can be tricky and much more expensive. Okay, number 4, go to the dealership and try to have fun. Well, pick what you want on the car and have your estimated pricing and the deals available. Remember, ask to see the dealer invoice, which is theoretically what the dealer paid for it, but those invoices are not always true. And some dealers will play around with the numbers so they can be fictitious. So you will be negotiating from a number that is way higher than it should be. It's very important to also understand that the invoice price is not always the dealer's cost. The dealer gets incentives from the car manufacturer called dealer holdbacks. And in many circumstances, the manufacturer will rebate the dealer upwards of 3% of the dealer's cost of the car. Now, these amounts cover dealers' expenses such as sales commissions, advertising expenses, and interest on their financed inventory. The most important thing you can do is to come into the dealership with a plan and stick to it. Dealers want to confuse you because selling a new car is a loss leader for those dealers. And once you buy the car from them, they really want you to use their servicing department. What they will do is play tricks with you. And these tricks include balancing the cost of the new car versus how much they might offer you for a trade-in if you have a trade-in. So never tell the dealer that you have a trade-in. You can always trade it in after you do the deal. As dealers need to make money, they might give you a great deal on the car, but lowball the trade-in. And if you negotiate it separately, there'll be no issue with the dealer trying to confuse you. Okay, number 5, when's the best time to purchase? Well, car dealerships have sales goals, like any business, for both salespeople and the dealership. So going in right before the end of the month or right before the end of the quarter can get you a really good deal. Dealerships get a bonus on all of the cars sold in a certain period if they sell a certain number of vehicles. Now, you have a better chance of a good deal on a weekday when the dealership is less busy and the salesperson can spend time with you. On busy days, if they don't think you're serious on a price or are too difficult, they'll move on to a new buyer. Okay, number 6, go to a few dealers, because getting price quotes from more than one dealer will validate the pricing you get on the car. Now, different dealers pay different prices for the cars they sell. Dealerships earn different discounts and bonuses that change the cost of the cars on their lots. Large volume dealers sometimes have the best deal, as their incentives from the manufacturer might be larger than a dealer who sells a moderate amount of cars. And remember, if a dealer doesn't have the car you want, they can trade from other dealers. And every dealer you go to can get the trade. But the cost of the trade to the dealer will impact the price you pay. Okay, number 7, don't get emotional. Now, do not get emotionally attached to a car, even though I can see how you could. Remember, a car is a commodity that you can get from many sources. This is a business transaction to you, and if you keep that in mind, you'll get the best deal. Your goal is to get the lowest price on the car, and the dealer's goal is to get the highest price. As long as everyone is working ethically, then you have the best chance of success. Most salespeople are experienced negotiators, probably more experienced than you are. They try to lead you in the direction which is the best for the dealership. So you'll need to have the confidence to advocate for yourself and the information to back up the price that you want to get. My recommendation is to let the salesperson do most of the talking and make the first offer on the purchase price. Being quiet and calm will give you a good payback. Sometimes the first one to talk in a negotiation is on the losing end of the deal. Okay, number 8, do not focus on the monthly payment. Ask the salesperson what they want for the car. And once they state a price, they usually can't go back and raise it. And don't tell the dealer what you'll pay, as that will lock you in. And if the dealer accepts, then it's likely you overpaid. And only looking at the amount you pay each month for the loan is not the best way to buy a car. Instead, you want to concentrate on the entire cost of the car, including the cost of its financing. So here's an example. Let's say you're buying a new sedan with a sticker price of $30,000 and put 0 down. A 5-year loan at an interest rate of 5% shows a monthly payment of $566. Well, $566 times 60 months, which is a 5-year loan, will have a total cost of $33,960. Now that's $3,960 for the interest over those 5 years. Now the dealer might come to you and say, well, I can get you a lower payment by increasing the years of the loan. So if you increase the loan to 7 years, you usually have to pay a higher rate because banks look at longer term loans as riskier. So let's say you pay 6%. Well, you would be paying a lower monthly amount of $438, which is $128 savings per month. But the $438 times 84 months, well, your total cost is $36,792. You're getting a lower payment, but the total cost of the car is higher due to the longer term. So lowering the payment will actually cost you about $2,800 extra over the course of the loan. It's always better to get the shortest loan period if you can afford it. One, you save interest, and two, you want to coordinate the loan term with the life of the warranty on the car, which is usually 3 to 4 years. So after the warranty ends, you can be on the lookout for maybe lots of repairs. But if the car is stable during the warranty period, you have a better chance of having fewer problems in the future. But as you know, all things break down. When you're in there with the salesperson, keep a calculator out on the desk. When any calculations need to be made, do them yourself so that you both understand the numbers and what the salesperson is telling you. Now this will help you avoid the chance that the salesperson will confuse you with all of the numbers floating around. Okay, number 9, what to do when you're in the finance office. So once you strike the deal with the salesperson, they'll move you over to the finance department. That does all the paperwork and then starts the add-ons or the push to have add-ons. So the price of the car isn't the only thing that you can negotiate. They might offer you financing at this time, but since you already have a loan pending, then when you arrive at the dealer, you have room for negotiation. You can negotiate a reduction in some of the transaction fees, such as the documentation fee, advertising fee, or dealer prep charges. And some fees are fixed but can't be changed, such as taxes, registration, and destination fees, which is the cost of shipping the car to the dealer. Now you can ask that they include accessories such as floor mats or services like lifetime oil changes or car washes. This costs the dealer very little. Most dealers make more money on the servicing of the cars than they do on selling the cars. And the dealer will try and get you to buy additional products such as extended warranties, undercoating, car finishing products. Now, if you buy any of those, don't finance them because they only add a few dollars to each month's payment, but that's not the big picture. So here's a good example. They offer you a leather protectant, which will only add $20 a month to each payment. If you've taken out a 5-year new car loan, you'll pay that $20 each month for 60 months for a total of $1,200. And it's doubtful that you'll have $1,200 worth of damage to the interior of the car, unless you have a wild dog in the car most of the time. And in addition, since you're financing, you're paying interest on that $1,200. So if you want and need an add-on, consider paying for it in cash. Okay, now the paperwork arrives. So read everything. Recalculate the numbers to make sure they did not throw in something unexpected. Because one trick is that they add an additional loan payment to the walkout costs. And unless you read the contract, you'll never know. And they're pocketing that 1 month's loan payment. So only sign if you're comfortable. There is no rescission of the contract on a new car loan. You can't cancel it. So once you sign, you're committed. And number 10, be ready to walk away. Walking away if you think you're getting a lousy deal is the greatest leverage you have and the dealer's worst fear. Sometimes you want to leave just because you have a bad feeling about how you're being treated in your face-to-face conversations, while other departures can be strategic negotiation tactics aimed at getting the dealer to relent and give you the price you want. But like everything else, there's a right way to walk and a wrong way. Do it the wrong way and you'll burn your bridges and waste the time and investment you've already made. If a salesperson says you have to buy now or the price will disappear, well, that's a red flag. Get up and leave. Now, I hope I left you with some good techniques for negotiating on a new car to get the best price and the least amount of hassle and frustration. Because buying a new car from a dealer is not very enjoyable. But with these tools, you'll have the best chance of succeeding. And I want to thank you again for coming to the channel, and if you enjoyed what you heard and saw, please punch the like button for the YouTube algorithm, which will help me immensely, and subscribe. And also press the notification button so you don't miss out on any other videos. I post twice a week. Thanks again, and until next time.